Hey, on this episode of Bone Wild TV, we are headed down to Mississippi. I got my wife, my nephew, my mother. We're going to be meeting up with Grenada Lake Charters. We're going to be fishing out of a Qwest Pontoon boat for 3-pound crappie. Or crappie. Hopefully we catch the 3-pound crappie. Hey, we made it down to Grenada Lake, Mississippi. We're going to be doing some crappie fishing tomorrow. They say this is the home of the 3-pound crappie. We're pretty excited about it. Right there is a good representation of what we're going to be fishing for tomorrow. Those are just big crappie, you know, something we don't catch in Illinois. See what happens. Weather's going to be perfect. 75 degrees, partly cloudy, light winds. Should be a good day. So the boat we're fishing out of is an Angler Qwest Pontoon boat. These are some decked out pontoon boats with the angler in mind. Just awesome.
So we have the good night's rest. We're here back at the slab shack, eating a little breakfast, having some coffee, getting ready to get on the lake. Beautiful weather, a little bit warmer today, so hopefully we'll get some big old slabs in the boat. Stay tuned.
on Lake Grenada. We're doing some crappie fishing with Jason Golding, the owner of Grenada Lake Charters. So tell us a little bit about the fishery you have out here.
Well, it's government flood control lake. Been here since the late 40s. They draw it down real low every year. It's just a phenomenal crappie lake. Real rich, a lot of bait.
So we're out here trolling today. Is that your primary way to catch these fish out here on this lake?
Well, I think everybody loves the jig fishing probably a little better overall, but once they get out and they're out in the open like this, it's much more effective to catch them trolling, spider rigging. They call it a lot of different things.
So we have really long rods. What are these, 20-foot rods?
18.
18. And the reason is?
Get that bait away from the boat.
Spooky fish.
They spook.
Oh, got a fish on. Nope.
A lot of stumps around here.
A lot of stumps.
A lot of cover down deep.
So the boat we're fishing out of is an Angler Qwest Pontoon boat. These are some decked out pontoon boats with the angler in mind. Just awesome. So if you've ever had a problem talking your wife into letting you buy a fishing boat, I have the perfect solution for you. Tell her you're buying a pontoon boat. She's gonna think of relaxing on the water, skiing, tubing. No, these Angler Qwest pontoon boats can do all that, but they're also fishing. Just a fishing paradise. Can a boat be a fishing paradise? I don't know, but these Angler Qwest pontoons are. So looking out here with these other boats, our boat's just a little bit different than everybody else's. What are we fishing on today?
We're fishing on one of the new Angler Qwest 24 Crappie edition boats that Brad and them have come up with here. That is by far the best fishing machine I ever been on.
Nope. Why do you say that?
Well, it's look how stable we are. It's the biggest reason. No fatigue. You don't feel all of the sitting down and getting up and down in a boat. You just don't. You don't feel like you've been fishing when you get off this boat.
Right.
It's amazing. You see how we are. We're standing there, walking around, and feel like we're fishing off of a bridge.
Now this one. Now these Quests I've been on before. Now a lot of them have these cushiony seats, as you mentioned. This one doesn't have the cushiony seats. You had it designed for
Well, we still have room to sit 10 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I just didn't see any need in that cushion seat and stuff. That's well, you know, cruising boats and stuff, they're all good, but that vinyl, I just like the open, being able to maneuver around the boat's what I like.
So were you able to design the boat then that you wanted?
Yes.
That's really awesome.
This was the very first, he has introduced a panfish series, a striper edition, crappie edition, and a catfish edition, all designed a little different. But being able to maneuver around the boat is the best fishing vessel I ever been on, by far.
So once you fish a Qwest Pontoon boat, you're probably gonna be hooked then.
You will be. Everybody that gets on this boat says the same thing.
Yeah, they are nice.
They love this boat.
So you can have it designed for more storage, less storage,
Yes.
everything. And we got a 200 horsepower motor on the back of this.
Yes, sir, 200. I've seen there's one running around here. It's got a 250 on it.
Oh, and we got a tree. We just got a tree.
I love this boat with everything that we've ever fished off of. We're selling all of our other boats that I am and going to nothing but pontoons.
Awesome. Yeah, it is. It's nice to be able to get up, walk around, do some fishing. That's where we're going to get back to. We're going to get back to our fishing right now. So here in Illinois, when we are fishing for crappie, we're throwing out jigs, reeling them in, what have you. But down there, we were trolling for crappie, 20-foot poles, and even though these rods had reels on them, do not reel in the crappie. So the reason for these long rods were because the crappie are real skittish, and they're gonna, when they hear that boat coming across the lake, they're gonna move out away from the boat. So these 20-foot rods away from the boat are going to pick up these crappie. So the length limit on these crappie are 12 inches, and right there, that's a 16-inch crappie. Nice crappie. Go ahead and put him in the cooler with the rest. there's a boat my wife let me buy, it'd be a boat like that. I mean, dual purpose, great fishing boat, great boat for relaxation. But you know, we did both out there today. We caught fish, we relaxed. Thanks for tuning in. So that wraps up our day here on Grenada Lake with Grenada Lake Charters on the Qwest Pontoon boat. Just a phenomenal day. You know, we've been on that boat for several hours. Get off of it, don't even feel like we've been on a boat. Besides owning Grenada Lake Charters, Jason also owns Lakeway Sporting Goods. We're going to go inside, check it out.
Closed captioning for Bonewild TV is brought to you by John Booz. Bonewild TV is brought to you by John Booz & Company, Al's Goldfish Lure Company, Pulsar Thermal and Night Vision, Tacticam Deer Management Systems, Nocturnal, Black Hole Targets, True Fire, Carbon Express Arrows, Rocky Mountain, Eastman Outdoors, Shooter Targets, Expedition Archery, Reveal Trail Cameras, and National Shooting Sports Foundation +1 Movement.
So if you're watching this show, chances are that you are already a hunter and somebody introduced you to the sport of hunting. A person taught you firearm safety, helped you prepare and study for your hunter education test, explained hundreds of things from scouting for game, hanging in a tree stand, setting out a proper decoy spread, to shot placement. Whether that person was your father, a mother, a friend's parent, or a sibling, you'll never forget what they taught you. You're never going to forget that person. Now it's time to pay that forward to someone new. The National Shooting Sports Foundation's +1 movement provides a way to get started. The +1 movement is all about mentoring and removing the barriers into entry into hunting and the target shooting sports that too many people are encountering today. And it all begins with an invitation. Thankfully, that stereotype that women belong in the home, doing the laundry, doing the dishes is far gone. You know, women love to hunt. If you have a woman in your life, mom, sister, grandma, aunt, daughter, give them that invite to go hunting. Maybe they want to hunt, but they just don't feel comfortable enough to ask you, and all they're waiting for is that invite. You know, that's what happened with my mom, Teresa. She grew up in a family of father and brothers that hunted, but as a woman, she was never asked to hunt. It wasn't until she married my dad that she became a hunter.
Even though I grew up in a hunting family, my father and my two brothers hunted. Being a female, back in those days, you did not go out hunting. It wasn't until my husband and my son started deer hunting that I decided that I would kind of like to do that. It took me a few years before I ever got a deer, but in 1991 I got my first deer, and it was a nice big buck, and I was totally into hunting after that. It has been a fun experience, and more women should get out and do it.
I encourage everyone to take the +1 pledge, become a mentor to someone new. Simply go to letsgohunting.org or letsgoshooting.org. Those are the National Shooting Sports Foundation's flagship sites for hunters and target shooting sport participants. They're loaded with information and videos on gear, techniques, wild game recipes, and more. And it's a great resource for any person you choose to mentor. Right at the top of the page, you'll find information about the +1 movement and a link to take the +1 pledge. And it also has the resources that you need to extend that all-important invitation. And don't forget to share your experiences on social media using the hashtag +1 movement. Now, if just 1 in 3 hunters adds one new person to our hunting traditions, we'll secure a future for generations to come. Why don't you be that one person to invite somebody and get the fire ignited? Couldn't ask for better accommodations,
Grenada Lake Charters has some awesome cabins for you to stay in. Part of your fishing package is going to be a meal at the Slab Shack. The Slab Shack. Not going to find a Slab Shack in New York City, thank goodness. But expect steaks, baked potatoes, homemade pie, ice cream, homemade ice cream, all the trimmings. Yeah, Slab Shack's the place to be, folks. Hey, thanks for watching this episode. Next week, we are staying right here in Illinois. We're going to be filming Hauser's Deer Camp, and a tribute to my father who started Hauser's Deer Camp many years ago. Be sure to tune in. You're not going to want to miss it, folks.